From CNBC, Trump says Elon Musk went crazy, suggests cutting government contracts for his companies. He lashed out saying he was crazy, blah, blah, we get it. Do they have the actual quote? Let's see. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Musk promptly responded, go ahead, make my day. He later upped the ante, writing, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. I love this. It's what NASA uses to get people to and from the ISS.
Yeah.
So imagine being one of these astronauts. You're in space. You're in the space station. You just had this big fiasco where people got stuck for months, and you're like, I just hope I can get home. And then you pull up your Twitter on your laptop, and Elon's like, I'm shutting it down.
Trump's going to be on the phone with Putin being like, yo, can you let us hook a ride the next time you're going up there? Like,
this is great. You know why this is awesome? Because it's like celebrity, politics, pop culture all rolled up into one drama. Like, This is what every suburban housewife wanted to watch on TV when they were watching like the Jersey Housewives or whatever that show was.
Great villain for them.
Exactly.
They're throwing drinks.
Yeah.
Slinging champagne. Like
I am tomorrow, first thing, like, okay, so we have the culture war in the morning, but after that, I'm getting in the Cybertruck and I'm driving into all the liberal areas because I want them to cheer for me.
Yeah.
They're going to be cheering for me.
Yeah.
A lot of them are probably confused. Like, who do I, what do I do here?
This doesn't mean that he's like pivoting left. They know that.
It doesn't matter. The left doesn't have policies.
They see this as a win because they see it as, people on the right eating their own.
Yeah.
Well, no, yes, but what I mean is Democrats are just anti-Trump. They don't have anything.
Yes.
So
They're
Elon
anti-Elon too.
Only
if
because,
anything, I see these protests and they're holding up more signs against Elon than Trump.
Only because he was pro-Trump.
Yep.
Now that he's anti-Trump, he's far left.
Staged.
Yeah,
Publicity
staged.
stunt.
Because they were just hanging out.
That's so funny.
And so
He was in the Oval Office on Friday, right?
Yeah, something like that. And he let his kid hang out with Trump. It's like there's no way Elon actually thought Trump was doing anything with kids and have his kid around. Mm-hmm. Here's the conspiracy theory. Elon and Trump knew that once the contract employment thing was over, Elon would need to sever politically. And so, again, as the theory goes, they stage a feud on X, which costs nobody nothing, so that Elon can basically go, oh, I don't like Trump now, and then Tesla can recover and liberals stop boycotting. He was leaving government already because his special government employment was over. Trump is now saying, I kicked him out.
I would believe that if it weren't for the Epstein tape.
Yeah, me too.
I would believe it if it
Trump
weren't.
would not have agreed to having that be part of a stage.
No, I agree. I don't think the conspiracy is right. I think Elon and Trump are both very similar in that, like, they're petty, Trump, he makes fun of people and he roasts them. Remember when he roasted Chris Christie?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
During the primary?
Oh, no,
debates?
Bill Barr. I mean, he roasts Chris Christie all the time, but the Bill Barr roast, that was the best one. I got to pull that one up. Trump's best troll ever.
To be honest with you, I feel like a lot of the things that Trump says, very rarely does he say things that he isn't capable of taking back and just ignoring that he said. Now, I think that he might have a special, people might give him, give him leeway that they wouldn't give to someone else. But the comment that Musk made was like line crossing.
Check this out. For those that don't remember this, it is from 1 year ago. Former President Trump swiped at his one-time Attorney General Bill Barr late Wednesday after Barr said he would support the GOP presidential ticket despite his criticisms. Quote, wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president despite the fact that I called him weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Trump posted on Truth Social.
New York Post.
Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill. So considering, just look, Elon posts on X all the time about his squabblings with people, and Trump posts things like this. Mm-hmm. That's why I believe it. This is exactly in line with both of their personalities. To be honest, it's in line with my personality, so I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But has Trump ever faced an autistic person before? Someone like Elon Musk, because I think if he genuinely feels hurt or whatever's going on with him, he took it 0 to a million quick.
Yeah.
And I would expect that from
It's funny.
an autistic person like Elon Musk. But
it's just funny because, like, I said that Elon would expect things in exchange for his donation. It wasn't a donation. It was transactional. And I feel like a lot of people didn't understand that, and they just thought, oh yeah, Elon is giving $300 million to the Trump campaign, like, just to be nice, you know, because he's based, I guess, as if he had nothing to gain from that. Well, he just lost out on that gamble, and he's lashing out as a result. It didn't work out for him. That's why this is happening. So it's backfiring that this affiliation became so close in the first place. And I said that would happen. So I do feel a little bit vindicated.
Well, I don't know that I agree with your assessment of why Musk was involved in the first place. Like, I do get the sense that Musk looks at the national debt and he sees an existential crisis.
Mm-hmm.
He got the role in Doge because he gave $300 million to the Trump campaign. That wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Maybe, but this was the reason he moved away from the Democrats and actually decided to support not only Donald Trump but a bunch of Republicans is because of the debt. Like that's the major driver. Like, I mean, yes, he's got interests of his own that would be to SpaceX or be to Tesla and whatnot, but the real reason that, like, or at least it seems that the real reason that he got involved, considering what he was doing, was he wants to see actual shrinking of the debt. You don't have to get rid of the debt. You don't even have to have a plan to get rid of the debt. What he's looking to do is signal to the market that the United States is good for its word, right? As soon as the bond market went soft last week, that was a big signal. So the point of him trying to make those cuts was to signal to markets, hey, look, the United States is still the safest bet in the world.
That doesn't work by just, like, cutting funding to, like, transgender surgeries on shrimp. Like, that's not where the money is spent.
You're 100% right. But
I bet that was a real program too.
Sure, it was.
But the point that I'm making is it's not that it was the amount of money that actually was being cut. It was that the government could make cuts. Because historically, if you look at the times that they've ever cut, like, we haven't had a balanced budget since the 90s. So we're so far in debt, and we've been sending signals to other countries that, hey, the money that you spend on T-bills, you might not actually make that money back. The federal government might actually be a bad investment. They lowered our credit rating. Honestly, they lowered our credit rating like 2 weeks ago from, I don't remember what the highest one to the second highest one was, but it was a big deal. And the bond markets were soft because of it. I don't remember if the bond market sell-off was the day before or not. Either way, but the point is there are a lot of things happening in the market that are saying, look, the federal government might not be this big, reliable thing that we used to think it was. And that's because we can't actually make any cuts. We can't make big enough cuts. And honestly, if you told the market, hey, look, here's a spending package where there are actual cuts and the deficit isn't going to actually grow, it's actually going to shrink, that alone would send a message to the market, and people would be like, okay, it's safe to buy T-bills. It's the United States is a safe bet nowadays.
I know
he's got an econ.
ICE is not getting anything.
Well, what?
They're going to cut funding to ICE and the border wall for sure.
Probably.
Well, the big beautiful bill increases the budget for those things.
But that's the first thing on the cutting room floor.
The bill that Trump wants passed will boost the budget of. You're saying that when it goes to the Senate.
If they want to, cut the deficit.
Oh, you mean like if they actually want to bring the deficit down, they've got to stop funding the deportation.
They're not going to touch anything else.
Yeah, this is what people don't realize is that we are addicted. You know, everybody out there who's got a small business knows exactly what this is. When you're trying to figure out where you're spending because you want to bring costs down, and then you go through your line items and it's like plastic cups and plastic forks. And then you're realizing it's all little things. There's no one thing to cut. And so you start pulling the obvious small things, then you realize you've only cut like 0.3%, and you're like, this did nothing to our monthly expenditures. That's what happens. Trump gets in there, and it's like, how do we cut? And they're like, well, almost all of the money is entitlements. Do you want to cut Medicare and Medicaid? And they're like, a little bit, I guess. We're like, good luck in the midterms.
Yep.
So they don't. And then it's military, and Trump's like, we want more money for the military. We want more for deportations. We want more border stuff. And they're like, okay, so you're increasing spending.
But it's definitely going to be less for the border and deportations, if anything.
Well,
If anything is up for
if anything,
negotiation. Yeah.
Right, because Congress is broken. They're going to go to Congress and they'll be like, will you sign the bill? What do I get? What do you want? My district makes teddy bears. We want a bill that provides subsidies for teddy bear fluff. And then they're like, okay, I guess. And this is how you get the weird stuff in these bills. Like, I can't remember what it was, but the last omnibus had something for like orange inspection fees to be subsidized or something. And it's like, that's very specific to like one county.
Senator Rand Paul was saying that he would vote for it, and so he's actually signaling that he's movable on it. He said, "I would vote for it if we got real spending cuts, but this bill is the largest debt increase in U.S. history. $5 trillion. That's like giving your 16-year-old a credit card, watching them rack up 2K on booze and gambling them, raising their limit to 10. It's irresponsible."
Did Rand Paul not say that he wants spending cuts to the border?
I don't think that
Specifically?
I'm not aware of him saying anything about like.
Thought I saw that earlier today.
Well, I can't comment on it. I haven't seen it. But the point that I'm making is Rand Paul, who's a fiscal hawk. He definitely is like he's signaling that he's close to a place where he'll vote for it. So this is actually something that's still very much in play.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.